Okay, let's get started. I'm really excited to welcome our guest today, Miss Sainthavi Vinodh from EduVistaHQ, and her work focuses on helping students and families navigate through education with clarity, especially around things like summer planning and college decisions and like long-term direction. So thank you so much for being here today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Aditi, for having me here. First, I must thank your mom for putting me in touch with you. She was the one who reached out to me through my Instagram handle, and then she said that you're doing something like this, which is great. At this age, I think it's quite inspiring for you to do something on your own. I was asking you before this conversation, like, if you have a team or if you have someone who's helping you, and you said, no, it's just you. So it's like, at this age, I'm happy that you're able to show that leadership quality, which is very inspiring for children now. We live in a digital platform and digital world. So the validation that's coming from the digital community is very important for anyone to think that they are successful. So I'm happy that many of them took their time out of a Sunday to join us. I am going to give them a very different perspective, is what I always think, because I'm not the usual typical mom or educationist who would inspire people to do something along the pattern of the usual pattern. I always like to go beyond what is important for a child versus what can be done to fulfill the society's need. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. So
So just to get started, could you please share a little bit about your journey
I
and what led
started
you
my
to?
life uh, as an engineer. Electronics and instrumentation was my major. And then after that, I worked for a year. And after that, I decided I wanted to leave the country. This was in India. So I left the country to go to England to do my master's in computing and e commerce. So I finished that and then I started working in IT I was working in Wipro and then Accenture before I came to the US. So I was in a totally different field from what I did in my undergrad and my masters. Of course, I was doing my work was connected to my masters. Then once I moved here and I had my kids, I decided that I want to stay at home and then raise my children. So I have two boys. One is in college; he's in his second year, and I have another boy, and he's in 10th grade. So I have the experience of sending a kid to college. That's where it all started. So when my older one started kindergarten, his kindergarten teacher wanted me to assist in class. So I went inside to assist, and somehow the PTA identified me and they thought, okay, you know what, this lady seems to be around campus all the time. Why don't we take her into the PTA? So when I was put into the PTA, I was in Foster City Elementary at that time. So when I was sent into PTA, that's when I realized that they identified the leadership quality in me, and that's how I got picked. So that actually gave me an idea of me as a person, and I came to know that I was able to do this. Like I'm speaking to you, right? I didn't know that I was able to do this until I was picked from a crowd to think like, okay, you know what? This lady can lead. She has something that she can do. So I was doing a program called Reflections, Art and Action. So talk to children and I would like connect with people. I would have some interaction with the teachers and the administration and whatnot. And I started slowly helping them to run events. When I started running events, we used to do a lot of videography. Like, if you watched your parents, they would be filming everything what your kid used to do. Same way, we started doing that. And then eventually, my husband started filming me. Then we realized, okay, maybe I'm good on camera, maybe I have the capacity to go on camera and start doing stuff. So I'm a very good cook, by the way. So when I'm at home, I always host friends and I started doing my cooking. And when my friends started asking me for recipes, we thought, okay, let's do some cooking videos. And I started doing cooking videos. Then once we started doing cooking videos, people were like, oh, this is so nice. And you guys, we always go out to eat over the weekends. So we started posting videos of our restaurant expeditions and food vlogging and review of restaurants in and around Bay Area. Then it became a food vlog. So it progressed into a food vlogging channel. So at that point, I didn't have a plan of opening a YouTube channel, but it was just like we were making videos after videos and posting it on Facebook.
eventually when YouTube started, and then when we thought, okay, let's do YouTube. In 2017 I launched my YouTube channel, and then I wasn't too serious about it. Like I said, I was just posting cooking videos, and there's like about 300 videos on my channel. Every day I would post a recipe and I would show what I'm making and all that. This was just to kill time, but in the background I was very much active in the PTA. So this was helping me to get all the knowledge of the education that I have now about this country and the education system. It's all because of the PTA work that I've done in the past. So let me come to that later. Let me finish my YouTube journey. So after that, when I was in 2021, my YouTube channel got picked up, and then it I realized that it could be a serious career for me. I thought, okay, this is going somewhere, and I should just focus on that. And then eventually I started posting videos, because at that time my son was in high school. He just stepped into high school, and it was basically a digital diary of what we were doing from the time he was in eighth grade until he went to college. So we decided, okay, let's start, this digital diary and focus on what all we are doing and how our life has gone through this entire process of sending a child to college. In the meantime, I've been doing, so we opened schools here. So I live in Mountain House, and there were not many schools at the time. So I was part of opening schools and opening PTAs. So I would establish PTAs and help them how to run a PTA, how to collect money, how to have events like Math Olympiad, Science Olympiad, Math Counts, all the leagues, science leagues, all those things. We were part of it. So it gave me a very up close idea of how to put the child in, how to place the energy of a child in a productive way, where they will not have a force or pressure on them. It should be natural, is what I felt. When I was working with them, I understood that many children were sent to such things only because of their parents, and not because they wanted to do something. But eventually the child fell in love with that, and then eventually out of 20 kids, maybe 5 kids were science kids, and they found out that they were science kids. So this is how my background towards this YouTube journey was. And then once Instagram became quite famous and people started focusing on short content and short consumables, so we thought, okay, let's migrate into the Instagram profile, and that's how my EduVistaHQ started, because we wanted to segregate just the education concept into one page where it'll help parents to understand what is this US education system. Because I come from India, I did not go to high school here, so I did not know what was life here. And for many of you, your parents may not have done their education here, so they will not understand what you're doing at school. They may know that you're doing stuff, but they may not know exactly what education is here as opposed to what we did back home. So that's my whole uh, background, I would say.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Just a quick announcement for everyone. We do encourage you to keep your cameras on throughout the webinar. On to our next topic, which is summer planning. And I think this is on a lot of students' minds right now. So, how should students actually think about summer in a more meaningful way?
So, if you are 16 and above, I would encourage you to go find a job. If you're not on an H4 visa, and if you have your EAD, or if you're a citizen from here or a green card holder, you can work here. Legally, you can work here. So, I would encourage you to go find a job. For that, you would need a form which will come from your employers. Let's say you're going to go to Old Navy to get a job. So, you would apply for a job, and they'll give you a form. You can take this form from online. I think you can just go look it up, like, work permit for a high school student. So get that form, the employer will fill it, and you go to your high school and your office will get you the permit required, because if you're under 18, you need that form. This is something many of you may not know. So this is for somebody who is eligible and legally allowed to work in this country. If you're not eligible to work in this country legally, but you still want to gain work experience, there's something called shadowing. In every aspect of this in profession, you can go find a shadowing position. So for example, if you want to become a lawyer, you can approach any law firm and ask if they need interns without pay. if they need volunteers where they'll allow you to shadow them and watch what they are doing. This is also available at hospitals. This is also available at veterinarian centers. If they're also letting students shadow at police stations, they're also letting students shadow at fire departments, local fire departments, local libraries. And sometimes I think even schools will ask for volunteers to help their summer bridge program. Many schools will have summer bridge programs where you can go and give your time, which will help you to, make use of it. And the reason I'm saying this is because this will be an add-on to your essay. You can add this as your experience. And also, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, I urge you to open a LinkedIn account and build your portfolio. Start building your portfolio. Make your own portfolio, even if you're a high schooler. Mention that you're in a high school, the name of the high school, the year of graduation, and what all you have done. Even if you've been to like a DECA competition or a HOSA competition or like an art competition, whatever you have done in school, just upload that on there so that you have like a portfolio and a place where if someone has to come and look at your work, you can do that. Even if you're at school helping with some activity, and if your ASB teacher can approve your skill set, say you are like good at art, so your ASB teacher can endorse it. So that can help you to build. When you go find a job or look for an internship in future, they will ask you for your LinkedIn ID. So you need that. And you can also visit colleges, which I think we have another slide for that. We can talk about visiting colleges a little later, but that's also something you can do over the summer. Okay.
Yes, that was really interesting as well. And our next topic is standing out. And I wanted to ask you what you believe makes a student stand out in a meaningful way, because a lot of people have different definitions of what standing out exactly means. A lot of people think it's just having a 4.0 GPA or a 1600 SAT, but that's not really the case.
So I'm going back to my previous topic. When you have the experience of the field you want to be in, you're automatically going to stand out because you know what you exactly want and what you do not want. Even if you don't know what exactly you want, at least by elimination process, you'll know that I don't want to do this because I had the experience. I tried it. It is not something that I look at myself doing for the rest of my life as a career. So that's why I say that you need these immersive experiences. For example, let's say I want to be a veterinarian. UC Davis has an amazing veterinarian program, but I may not be able to go there and do the veterinarian project or the program right now because I'm still in high school. So what can I do? I can go to the local shelters, I can go to Petco, I can go to all the pet stores, and they always look for volunteers. Even if it is just for a few days, you can go and see what they are doing there and how they are working with animals and see what you want to do and figure out if that's something that you want to do. So this experience will change you as a person, and this will actually put you in a different perspective when they know that when you're writing your essay it will come through, because writing it with an imagination versus writing an essay with experience will make a big difference. So it can be anything. I'm talking about being a businesswoman. Let's say you want to be a businesswoman. You are talking to me about being a vlogger. So if you want to go into social media or go into business, you can go work in any retail. You can go and work in a restaurant and you'll be in the billing counter, you'll be in the background taking stocks, you'll be working, helping them run a business. If not, at least you'll be watching them to see, okay, they open at 9 o'clock, they close at 9 p.m. There, what's happening behind the register? How are we handling clients? What if someone walks in angry? What if their order is wrong? How am I going to handle it? So those things will help. Something that I always tell students is they usually have a TA option, teacher assistant option at the high school. They will offer that for the juniors and the seniors. If you have an elective, that is, if you have a slot that's free, I would encourage you to take that elective because that will also give you an experience to be on campus and work on campus. That is something that is unique. So, from what I'm saying, you might understand that I want you to have unique experiences. Like if 1,000 applications are going to come, everybody is going to have amazing GPA. What is it that they don't have? So only by doing a wholesome experience and having a wholesome experience, you will be able to show who you are rather than just putting it on paper saying that I want to go to NASA and do something. No, that's not going to happen unless you work. If you want to become a mechanical engineer, go and work in any mechanical shed. Go to any like mechanic, like car mechanic, and ask them, can I watch what's going on? How do I change this? Can I open the trunk of my car and see what is inside? And with all this AI now, you can take a picture of it and it's going to give you the entire history of what's going on inside. So end of the day, it's that's how you would stand out is what I feel. Instead of just going with the crowd and mingling and doing what just the crowd is doing, standing out like what you're doing now. You're doing it on your own. No one is asking you to do this. It's your own life. You said you still wanted to blog in the future. Great. It's a digital diary. It's something that you, and I feel like it's a great way of expression. So sometimes when you find something within you and you want to nurture it, you must put it out and manifest, start manifesting. Tomorrow your dream may change, that's fine. End of the day, everybody is going to be successful. Please keep that in mind. I always tell children that you must think that you are going to be successful. That's how you're going to stand out.
Yes, and we have two questions from people. Let's go with the first one. It is, can a student only get experience only when they're 16? What can they do if a student is not 16 yet?
So they cannot legally work if they are 16, under 16, other than babysitting and dog sitting and house sitting and those things which are permitted by an individual for another individual. And that starts at the age of 13. By law in California, from the age of 13, you can work. If not, then have your parents open an LLC and whatever business you want to do. Let's say I want to make bracelets and sell it. So have my parent give me permission, take some money from them, go open an LLC and start a business. There's no age to starting a business or running or doing your dream. You can do that when you're very young. It's from the age of 13 you can do that. But if you're on visa, you will still have that restrictions. If you don't have the visa and if you're running a business on your, if you have the visa and you're running a business on your own, or if you have a plan that you want to do, let's say you want to open an organization where you collect food for homeless people, so that can be done without you being 16. Okay.
Thank you so much. And we also have another question that says, is it possible for you to please provide guidance on summer programs for an incoming ninth grader who is not clear on what career to choose from? They're trying for early college program through their country. And is it also possible to provide some references for research programs for ages 14 and up?
So they're from this country or are they from another?
Okay.
So, like the summer programs, if you are not in ninth grade yet, I don't. While you check the answer, I'll give them that. So if you are going to be uh, in ninth grade only in this coming fall, anything that you do before will be just your own experience, gaining of your own experience. You cannot put that on an application form because there's no way to enter that because the application form will clearly mention that please share with us what you've done from ninth grade, starting of ninth grade. So I don't think that's going to help you as in credit wise or to get some benefit out of it in the point of view with you getting admission. So not don't do that. If you want to gain experience and if you want to enrich your knowledge, you can do any courses, anything that you want from your community college or from any college, any so there's something called Apex, there's something called Scouts, US Scouts, so many agencies where you can do AP exams and you can take AP courses, but you don't necessarily, you will not necessarily qualify at the high school to put that on your transcript. So once you join high school, once you start high school, that's when the clock starts. Even volunteering, even the hours you start volunteering will start only after you start ninth grade. So I don't think it's a good idea to do anything before that. But if you want, you can take English writing classes where you can develop your essay writing skills. That's something that you can do with any private agency, or you can go on to free websites like Khan Academy and see what is the future subjects that you're going to learn and see what you want to do. If you feel like you don't know what you're going to do, it's okay. Because my son, he's majoring in cognitive science right now. He had no clue what he was going to do until he was in 11th grade. So he had no idea of what is going to happen. My younger one wants to go into science, but he is taking a strong pathway of business right now because he feels like he likes DECA. He wants to compete in DECA because his older brother did. His older brother was also in a business pathway, but he ended up in a science major. So, what you do in high school does not count towards what major you pick because colleges here are not like India. In India, you would have to pick one and you stick to that course and then you have to stick to that pathway throughout. I think that's where the confusion starts because parents think that as soon as you pick something in high school, you're done. You're like fixed for life. No, that's not how it works. There are students who go into high school and after starting college, they actually switch majors. Some students go into the college and after second year they're like they realize that what they've taken is not the right path and they switch careers in college. So it's okay, it's fine, totally fine. So don't, if you're not sure about what you want to do, you don't have to panic right now and think of, oh my god, I haven't made a decision. No, it's okay, you can enrich your general proficiency in life. And for as far as volunteering is concerned, I think like I said, the fire department, the library, and your police department, they have programs for youth. So you can contact them and see what kind of programs they have, and it's usually during summer. That will give you like something to do. Okay.
Thank you so much for addressing these questions. Yes, they did mention that they were from the US, so I think this helps them a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Moving on to the next topic, which is college visits. So, when should students actually start visiting colleges?
As early as ninth grade. So as soon as you start ninth grade, so you are asking what you can do over the break, right? You can do that before your ninth grade. This summer, you can go visit colleges. So every college will have a website. Each college will have a college tour on their own, of their own. So go on their website and register for the college tour and go and visit these colleges and take the tour. When you take the tour, make sure you go to the cafeteria and buy their food and try their food. So remember, this college that you're going to go is going to be your home for the next 4 years. So the vibe is important, the dorms are important, the energy is important, the food is important, and you must be okay to being in a different place because you're going to stay away from home. Just because somebody's brand name, this college is a brand, and just because it's great, doesn't mean you have to go there and live there just because of that. You can go to a place where you want to go and study because some students will like a big campus, some students will like a calm campus, some people will like party schools. So it depends on your personality. So I would say start as early as ninth grade, and you must also have an idea of what questions you should ask. So if you don't know what you want, you must ask. You can ask any AI and they are going to give you a list of what you can ask because every college will give you a tour guide. The tour guide will give you information as to what's going on across all departments. So if you have a specific department in mind, let's say you want to be, let's go back to the veterinarian thing. If you want to be a veterinarian, so ask them, hey, where is the veterinarian department? Where can I go and see? Do you have anything here that is specific to your school? Is this school specifically famous for this major or whatever major that is? So you can ask that and then go beyond that. And that's something you must do. And all UCs and CSUs, they will open their tours now in April, and usually during spring break they're open because the admitted students will go in. This is one aspect. The second aspect is if you're a junior and you've already, sorry, if you're a senior and you've already applied and you have your decisions on hand and you're confused, you have like three favorites. So now with the decision in hand, you know that you have three seats and you already have it on hand, go visit the place again. That will give you another extra point, like, to make that call and see, okay, this is more, favorable as opposed to the other two. So that is something for the seniors. And for juniors, you have to go at least take one tour of a big school, one tour of a small school, and one private school, and one CSU. If you don't have time, just do these four so that you at least know what each school looks like. And here I would say you can do, since if you're from the Bay Area, then you can do San Jose State, Merced, Davis, Berkeley, and SLO, Cal Poly, right? You can do that. And if you have time, you can go to LA and then do the ones in and around LA. And all campuses are open throughout. So you don't need an appointment to go in. You can just drive around too. If you don't want to do the tour and you just want to drive around, you can do that too. It's not like it's a gated community where you can't go in.
Thank you so much. We have two more questions. One of them asked that they're currently in 10th grade, and for 11th grade, he chose AP Physics, AB Calculus, and he's planning to take on regular level English instead of AP English. So they're asking if this affects college application for 11th grade, because they're just taking regular level English in 11th grade and not AP English.
No, it will not affect your college application, but if you take an AP course, it will help you boost the GPA. If there is a reason why you're not doing English, a specific reason, like, if you're not able to do AP and you're not strong in English, yeah, sure, you can take the regular English. But if you can do AP English, just do that because, it's going to give you a good boost, especially in 11th grade. If it is possible to switch to AP English, I would recommend that over regular English because anyway, you're going to put the effort in. Might as well do a little bit more homework. Regular English and AP English is nothing but more homework versus less homework. That's how my sons have told me, like, any AP course is a little bit extra homework. So it's okay if you can give the time and effort. If you're putting the time anyway, just do that. If not, if you find English to be very hard and you don't want to take the AP exam, then I get it. You don't have to do it. But don't worry. A through G courses are considered for California application form, and any English course will be given credit and will be taken into account in that category.
Thank you so much. And we have another question, which is, what is the right time to start SAT prep?
I would say 10th grade of spring. And I would say start with Khan Academy and College Board website. They have their own question papers, and Blue Book also. They have their own app. There's an app where you can practice the digital exam. My sons used to do study.com. I'm not like working with them or anything. It's just like with experience, I've been recommending study.com for many people. So, especially right before exams, they have test prep in there, and which will help you with the test prep. I don't recommend hiring somebody for SAT prep because it's more of practice. I don't think they're going to put anything extra into your brain just because you go to them and they're not going to teach you any concepts. It's just a matter of practicing. So I would recommend doing that as early as 10th grade spring, like now.
Thank you so much. And we do have another question as
Yes,
well
yes.
from Moksh, and he asked, what are good majors since computer science enrollment is decreasing?
One popular major I'm seeing this year is applied mathematics. But if you're not a mathematics student, then I would not recommend that. The second would be data science, obviously. Data science is something that's really good. And business analytics. So they have a major which is like business administration with IT or business administration with business analytics or analyst. So you can go look up on the UC's major page and they have that information on there. You I think that is going to boom because AI requires data analysis and collection of data and stuff. Software engineering is something people are leaning more into. If you are into the networking and the hardware stuff of software, I mean, computers. Software engineering is booming because they want to get into the IT field, but because computer science is a very popular major and people are not getting into it, they are focusing on software engineering. But I feel like software engineering will also be saturated at some point very soon. The major that my son has taken, cognitive science, also has another side of AI aspect to it. So maybe if you're thinking of that, you can still do cognitive science, which is both AI and science together. So if that's another popular one, if you feel like exploring that. But all these majors, you can look it up. So I'll give you an example. So UC Davis, put the major like data science and add the word roadmap, keyword roadmap. And these things will give you a proper PDF of the entire syllabus of UC Davis of that major. So if I want UC Berkeley, mechanical engineering roadmap, it's going to give me an entire PDF of all the subjects I'm going to learn for the 4 years. So based on that, you can choose what you want to do. And if it's a math focused one and you're not a math person, then you can go into a different major and see what's offered. But the tricky part is you cannot decide that as early as 10th grade or ninth grade, because they keep changing the majors depending on the enrollment that they have and depending on the professors they have. So when you're in 11th grade, like Aditi, if you're in 11th grade, now you can decide because you'll have like just a year for you to go into college. But if you're like much younger, I would say just keep an open mind and maybe have your major in mind and then just go along with that way. And then eventually just before the year you're going to apply, like in maybe fall or December of 11th grade, you can go and check at the majors and see what's available at that point for computer science or whatever whatever major, whatever department you're talking about.
Thank you. And we have another question, and they've asked,
Yes.
is it necessary to be part of DECA Club when they're interested in engineering?
No, DECA is for business
Yeah.
students. So you don't need to do that. If you have a hackathon or Skills USA or robotics, not even hackathon, I think robotics is a better fit compared to hackathon, unless you want to go into computer engineering. Skills USA is something that engineering students do usually.
Thank you so much.
So
And
coming to life skills.
yeah,
Yeah, go
and
ahead,
our
go ahead.
topic is life skills, and it's beyond academics. So I feel like a lot of people are really focused on just building a lot of experiences for their resume instead of focusing on life skills too. So I wanted to know your take on this.
First thing, you must know how to cook. You must know how to make Maggie. You must know how to make pasta. You must know how to make eggs. You must know how to make rice or bread or whatever things that you like and you can survive on. You must know the basic cooking skills to make coffee or tea or whatever you need. That's something that's very important. Second is you need a driver's license by the time you go to college. It's very important. I know some of you may not have to drive when you're on campus, but it's very, very important to know how to drive because you don't know when you may have to do it for your family or for yourself in terms of emergencies, or you never know when you need it, and this is the right time for you to start. And most schools will offer driver's ed. I'm not sure, Aditi school, do they offer driver's ed for the high
Yeah,
schoolers?
they do.
Yeah. So if every high school will have driver's ed, so I would enroll in that. And then the first, after you enroll, if you're under 18, you have a 6-month window before you can take the behind the wheel test. So you cannot right away finish your written exam and start your driving test. So you have that 6-month window. So the sooner the better you finish that, and then you get your driver's license, and it'll be easy for you to get added on to your family's insurance, car insurance. And the first 2 years of your insurance will be your probation, where you will have to be a good driver without making any accidents for you to get your own driver's license in the future. So when you're in college, if you're trying to buy a car, you need a good driving record. So if you're getting your license only in college, you won't have a driving record. You'll be in college. You're not going to be driving around. So if you start early, it's better if you can get it done. Next thing is a bank account. You need a bank account for yourself in your name. So have your parent open a student account for you and put a digital payment form. I'm sure you all have like Apple Pay or whatever UPI payment form you have on your phone. If not, have one. You need that for college. Whenever you go, you need to travel and do that. And if you don't have your driver's license, you must apply for a real ID. The real ID is something that will let you fly. It's okay if you don't know how to drive. You can also get the real ID from any DMV. That will allow you to fly from, let's say you're in UCSD, San Diego. Your parents will drop you off and come back. They're not going to come back every time to pick you up. So you will have to fly back. And I don't think it's a good idea to carry your passport around all the time. So a real ID is something that will be very useful. So that is something that you need. And you need a form of ID anyway. So it's about time you get that real ID done. And if you can get a state ID, you can get that too. If it's required, you can do that. And if you're a senior and if you're planning on going out of state or far away, try to look into TSA pre-check. A TSA pre-check will let you skip through the line of the security into a shorter the fast track line, so that it'll help you to come back home sooner than standing in line for a few hours. So TSA pre-check is very important if you're immediately going to go to college and you'll be flying quite often. The bank account I was talking about is it's usually going to be under your parents' account until you turn 18. After you turn 18, you will have your own account, and then that's when you will get a secure credit card. So some companies will offer a secured credit card. The reason you need your own secured credit card is to build your credit history. When you rent a house in the second year of college, you need credit history. So for that, obviously, parents can sign for you, but it's good to have a good track record now so that you'll have a good credit history to show when you need to do that for your apartment. Okay? Is everything okay?
Yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much. I think it left the meeting on its own.
I think there are a few more questions, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of questions in the chat. A lot of different people asked questions in the chat. Is it possible to put it in the chat again? I'm so sorry because I left the meeting. I did remember a couple of them though. Someone asked about research program opportunities.
Research program opportunities are not available for high schoolers who are not citizens, is what I've heard. I haven't explored that yet, uh, because they are usually funded by, uh, there is a grant that funds it. But this year, I haven't heard anything about research opportunities. But there's a website called College Vine, College Vine. So you can go on there, and there are a lot of people who offer professors contact information, and you can contact these professors and they will be able to give you an internship or a research opportunity through that. But this is going to be more of you connecting with them and then developing that relationship and getting that opportunity, as opposed to going to a website and applying. It's not like you apply for a job and get that. Since you brought that topic up, I am very much against these paid courses that you take at Stanford and Berkeley and these big universities where you pay $4,000, $5,000 for a 2 week course just because you think that's going to add value to your resume. It's not going to add value to your resume because they are not going to hire you or give you that admission based on that particular course you've taken. So that's something I want to tell, because those are all like marketing techniques where if that's the case, then there's going to be only kids who have like 4.5 and above GPA in all colleges, right? So so practically it's not possible to do that. So you need a diverse, your resume should be diverse, so it should be good. You need to have a good variety.
Yes. And another question we have is, what do you suggest for a robotics major and how to navigate that major around?
For a robotics major, I would say mechanical engineering is a better choice, because if you are doing mechanical engineering, you still have the aspect of working with hardware and understanding hardware. If everything becomes automated in the future, still you will have an option of going into hardware and knowing the structure of it, if I'm making sense. Because if you're doing just robotics, I don't know if that can be a sustainable one unless you're going into the field of automation, and that's very less. The competition is going to be high, and you will be stuck in a place where you may have to fight with all uh, the the nerds. And I don't know, I don't want to say nerds is a bad thing. It's a good thing actually. The smart kids who are always like, they want to do the best of the best, and they want to be in all these top robotics things. And I don't know if it's a good thing to be stuck to that robotic mindset. Just do mechanical engineering and keep robotics as your side minor, if that's possible.
Okay, and another question we have is, what is the first step we need to take if they're interested in aerospace engineering?
If you are a citizen, you can look for summer programs in NASA. They may have some paid programs where they'll give you an immersed experience, but I don't think that'll just to enrich yourself. It's not going to give you an edge over the admission process of it, but that will help you with, um, finding out what exactly happens behind the scene. The second would be visiting NASA and visiting all the aerospace related things that are across the country to see what type of jobs are offered and what type of jobs you need. And I would always tell any kid, if you want to go into a specific job, look up on in LinkedIn and find a person who works in that company and go over their profile and see what they've done to get there. Let if you find a CEO and then go to their profile and see what have they done, like, so you can see like their pathway to that place. So at least you'll know what to do, and sometimes you can even ping them and DM them. They'll give you the information as to what needs to be done. So it's okay to just information, you can just ask. It's okay, it's going to be either a yes or a no. So if they don't want to give you anything, they may not respond. If it's good, they may even respond. So nothing wrong in going through that route. And if you're thinking of going into that field, you need to be very strong in physics. So you have to enrich your physics knowledge. And you should also think of buying a, looking into articles and stuff that are very up to date in that same field. This holds good to any major, actually. You must be up to date with whatever you do. You can even look up documentaries and to see what's going on exactly in that field right now. That also may help you.
Yes, thank you so much. I do find having a LinkedIn account as very helpful because we can see, as you said, the experiences of people who have got into the major that we want to
Correct.
get into. And another
Correct.
question we have is finding internships or volunteering is hard. Is there any way to check or approach for this specifically for engineering?
For engineering, Amazon usually hires people if you're in mechanical engineering, and companies who are actually working, like Tesla will give internship for engineers. Um, if you want to go into IT, you can go through your family connections if you have any. But the best way to get internship right now is only through a personal connection, because the market is so bad that they don't have any options even for the people who are actually working and who have lost their jobs. So since the market is bad, it's going to be very difficult to find an internship right now. But like I said, I would rather go work in any shop and get an experience and make sure that I fill my summer instead of waiting for some best opportunity to show up. It can be any job. Even if they don't want to pay you, it's fine. Tell them I don't need get paid, just experience. If I can list it on my LinkedIn and say I worked from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. at this in and out, that's fine. It's still an experience. So I know it is not going to be the specific region where they will be working in the future, but it's something that the internship market is really bad. So don't feel bad if you don't have an internship. It's not going to make any difference. So it's okay.
Thank you. And another student has asked, what are all the clubs do you recommend that a student should do if they are planning to take the pre-med pathway to stand out?
Definitely HOSA club. You have to do that. If there's something called medical detectives, you can take that too. There's something called Jump. I don't know if they have Jump, if they offer Jump at your school. That's also a medical club. If they have leadership, ASB, I would recommend ASB for anyone and everyone, because that will actually help you to open up in the first place. Forget presenting in your own field, but in general, as a person, you'll open up. And speech and debate is something I recommend to everyone. If you have a club which is related to speech and debate, I would do that. And if they have a club for something that is non-curricular, which is like volunteering and finding help in your local community, so I would choose that and focus my uh, approach towards any hospital. So I can approach an hospital and see, what do you need? Do you need volunteers? Do you need us to make Christmas cards for the patients? Do you need me to come and talk to the elderly people who are, in hospice care? Do you want me to be there and paint their nails? Sometimes there are people who are in hospice care and ICU who are like waiting for their life to be done, and sometimes they need volunteers to help with that. So you can have a club and redirect it towards, you yourself can make a club and redirect it towards your medical environment and their needs.
Thank you so much. And they've also asked, how many APs are good enough for UCs?
So they will only take four APs into account. So they're not going to take more than four APs into account because they will only consider four or maximum six, because they will only consider ninth grade, sorry, 10th grade, 11th grade, and the first semester of 12th grade for the application process itself. So they're not going to consider anything more than that. So I would say 4 to 6 is a good number, a decent number, which will be actually considered. But if you feel like you can take one or two more, and the maximum of eight is, that's like a high reach, I'm saying. So four is good and eight is like a high reach.
Okay. And another person has asked, would taking CTY John Hopkins classes or being a CTY John Hopkins ambassador be helpful for college applications?
It depends on who you are applying with and where you're applying to. This I want to make a general blanket statement for this. Anything specific that you do and anything specific that you're going to approach, you must be very good at that in a national level. Any sport, any activity that you do, you have to be extremely well in that. So if, let's say, you're going to do this John Hopkins thing and you're trying to apply there, there's going to be a bunch of the people, other people who are going to do the same thing. What is different from you and them is what matters, as opposed to what you're doing, because they're not going to go over just your profile to validate you. They'll put four different similar profiles and see who's the best fit for them. So they don't necessarily consider anything that you do like this for a, like, as a paid thing that you buy for yourself and go and have that experience. I presume that's a course that they're talking about, right?
I think so, but they also mentioned being an ambassador, so
So like I said, maybe if they are an ambassador, they are probably in one of the top positions, and to get there they would have done something and then sustain that to prove that you're actually good at that, not just on paper, but actually as a person you are fit for that, right? You know what I mean? Like you cannot just be on paper. You have to prove that you're actually good when they put you across the table with 10 other profiles, and those profiles may be pretty similar to who you are.
yes.
Yeah.
And someone else has asked if they want to do a debate-related major, how should they tone their high school classes from ninth grade, and what volunteer activities should they participate in?
So there is you so they want to do a debate major in college.
They said debate-related major.
So I think political science is something that would align along the way of debate, if that's what they're saying. Speech and debate will actually help anyone. Doesn't matter to go. You don't have to go into a debate major to take that. And if you want to go into debate major, I would, or any political science major, or a major where you're going to be in communication, you must definitely do all your English courses as honors courses or AP courses, because that will help you to improve the language on its own. The second would be leadership. Definitely do leadership, because that's also going to give you a platform where you can show your leadership's quality by speaking and communicating with everyone and whatnot. Maybe open a YouTube channel. You can open a YouTube channel and talk and express yourself, because you're going to be in debate. Obviously, take one of the current topics and talk about it. One time you can talk for it, and one time you can talk against it, to see where you are and how you're able to present yourself into that. You don't even have to publish it. You can just record yourself, watch yourself, show it to your family members, and see what they think. That will actually help you with that. And you can also do, I don't know if they have any writing courses or AP courses that are other than English that are available. If you have anything like that available in your high school, you can take that, which will help you to improve your writing skills, because you need writing skills to be able to speak. And if there's anything which is related to drama and stage related things, that will also help you to be out and about, because you're going to be on debate. And if you want to go into public speaking, and if you want to be a public figure in the future, obviously debate is going to be that. So if you want to do that, then that's also going to help you.
Thank you. And these are just the last few questions over here. How to prepare for a college application essay, and what are passion projects for?
College essays. So every year there are some prompts. Those are the college topics. Those are the essays. The questions they'll give you. I'll talk about UC. So they'll give you like 8 choices. Out of 8, you will choose 4, and you can choose any 4, and you'll be able to answer that. And within that 4, you will be able to give them the answer and put whatever you feel like will be covered in that. And you want the universities to know who you are. They don't care about your grades, or they don't care about anything else, because when they look at an essay, they're going to look at your transcript for those things. So when you're doing your essay, it's about you. They want to see who you are. They want to know who is Aditi. They want to know who is Sainthavi. So they want to see the passion I have when I want to go to their college. So if I want to go to a college and I want to do cognitive science, why do I have to do cognitive science? What am I going to bring to the table if I do cognitive science in your college? That's the point they're going to look at. So each prompt will have a different flavor. So these prompts are available online. Anyone can go and check it out. So you go online, just do a Google search and ask for prompts, college prompts, and every university will have their own prompts, and they will give you the prompts, and you can take down those things and see how people are writing. And you can even go and ask for sample essays, and there are a lot of sample essays that are available. You can take a look at it. That's one thing. Second, most UCs have their own YouTube channel, and they have the entire college application form available. You can go and check out how they are filling the form. They will let you know exactly how a form is filled and what are the things you're supposed to input. If you are applying for CSU, there's no essays at all. You just have to input your grades, and that's about it. There used to be an activity session, but this time I think I heard that they removed that as well. So it's pretty much grades for CSU. And for the for the private schools and out of state, you will be using something called Common App. It's also an app, and they also have a YouTube channel. You can go on their page, and they have every single thing listed out step by step. You can take a look and see what needs to be done, and you don't have to be in 12th grade to do that. You can do it right now. And there's another thing called Naviance. They will talk to you about that Naviance in 11th grade. I'm sure, like Aditi, they would have told you. So that will, they also, Naviance, they also have their own YouTube channel. Go to Naviance and see their videos and see what is Naviance and how it's going to help you to decide what colleges your target colleges, what colleges are your your reach colleges, and what colleges are your safety colleges. So these are some things that you will be able to find in the Naviance website. And other than the college application, what was the other next question they asked?
Oh, they asked about passion projects.
Passion project is the one I told before. Like if you have a club and you want to be in the medicine field and you want to see what you can contribute, like, like I said, go to the elderly department and see if they want any help. Like if they need people to be with the elderly and give them company, or make Christmas cards, or bring them some sweets, or, see what they need that's the kind of personal project, I would say. If you are in a construction, if you want to go into engineering, then I would say take a carpentry course, build something, make something, and give it to a local shelter, or wherever, whoever needs something, you can help with that. That's something that will help you do that. For IT, I don't know if there's any passion project that you can do other than developing your own app or developing your own website and helping solving a solution, like solving a problem and coming up with a solution through your IT skills. That's another passion project.
Thank you. And I know we are running out of time, but this is the last topic, which is social media and careers. And I wanted to know how what you feel about this because you are a content creator yourself.
I am a content creator because I do this well, in the sense I must say that I'm good at speaking. I have no inhibition with sharing. Not just speaking, I like sharing. Like I like to give information. So that's something that you have to have within you if you feel like social media will be your only career. Social media can be your career, but you also need another backup career for your food and your shelter and your home, because in today's world, it's a very expensive world that we are living in. So you need a proper backup plan, like a degree, which will be your fallback degree, provided you know what you're doing and what is your backup income. Social media can definitely be a good choice if you have the means to do content every single day. So it's a lot of commitment. You must put a lot of time and effort into creating content and editing content. So it's a good thing. But you can, let's say you have a job and you want to share your life online, and that can be another add on, like your part-time second job. Social media, that's how I see social media as. I would not recommend social media to be their only job, because I know in today's world you need a backup job. With the kind of AI and everything that we have, anyone can replace my face and they can make content, so it's possible. I'm not saying, I don't want to discourage people from away from social media, but I feel like I have to be realistic with this generation, where you must have a 9 to 5 job plan in your place. Otherwise it's going to be difficult, because you have to pay bills, and we don't want to put everything on our parents, right? We have to give them a break too. So
Yeah.
that, and then career wise, I think everybody, I want to like finish it off with a good thing. Like, every one of you who is here, you're going to be extremely successful. Remember this. In 10 years from now, you're going to look back and think, oh my God, why was I worried about one small AP course? You're going to be extremely successful. You're going to be very, very happy in life. So, today, from today, you manifest that in your brain and heart. If someone told me that I'll be sitting here and talking to you guys, like they told me 10 years ago, I would have laughed and I'm like, no, no, who's going to listen to me? See, but I'm talking to you guys, and I never thought that me being in a school helping out in a PTA will bring me here. So life has brought me here. Same thing with your parents, same thing with anybody around you. They started somewhere and look where they are. They have planted a very good life for them here. So I would say that is something that you must take away. And another important point is, every college that you go to must be your home for the next 4 years. Keep that in mind. Some people think that we have to pick a college because of the brand name, but the brand name is nothing but a topic of discussion for your parents when they are among their friends. It's not your life. So your life is your life. No matter what you do, your parents are going to be proud. I know they're putting pressure on you to achieve, but that's their job. As a parent, it's their job to make sure that you understand that you have a goal. You may not follow through to that goal. Your goal may be a better goal. You may be more successful. But today, I feel like you are here to hear this from me. Think, I want you all to be kind to your parents, because your parents are putting this pressure out of love. They're not putting this pressure because they want to prove somewhere. They already proved. They are here. They already had you. They are your parents. They've already crossed all these things and they are here. It's just that they want to give you the best, and the best potential that you have must come out, is what they think. So I think you must be a little bit kind to them, and then be kind to yourself also. It's okay. It's okay to change majors. It's okay to restart. It's okay to take a break. And very important, address your mental health. If you have a problem, please address your mental health. And to Aditi, I have a request. Please try to bring a mental health professional if you can, and have them talk to a teenager, because it's very important now to have your mental health addressed, as important as you would go to any doctor. It's very important in the social media world, where everything is like, about validation. So if you are here today, and if I had a chance to talk to you, I think it's my privilege and honor that I was able to talk to you all and share this with you guys.
Thank you so much. We just have two more questions.
Sure,
Someone is
sure.
asking about, they said that they're interested in genetics, but they aren't interested in pursuing a medical degree. So, what are some undergraduate biology programs that they should consider? And they're currently in ninth grade.
For genetics, I think you have to have a very strong biology major. So I think human biology would be something people would take, and microbiology can also be a good major. I would look up any company like Genentech, or any company that's working with like 123, the DNA company, right? There's like a company where they find your DNA and they work with genes, and they have those science companies. Just look them up and see if you can find somebody's name on LinkedIn and see where they have done their degree. But you don't need a specific major to go into genetics, because it comes under biology. So human biology is something that I would recommend, because that's close enough to what you would be doing. But if you are going into genetics, I think you definitely need to do a master's or a PhD. So I would look into that and work your way backwards instead of going from undergrad to that, because it's going to take a lot of time. If you're going to do your PhD or your master's, it's going to take from 6 to 8 years. So that's a long time. So find that PhD course and then work your way backwards, and that will help you with your major selection.
Thank you. And we have one last question, which is, in the future, what is the best way to contact you?
So Aditi can put my Instagram handle and then my email too, if possible, and then
Yes.
you guys can contact me through that. I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, and please do follow me if you want to hear this, and have your parents follow me too. But it's a great, great opportunity, and please thank your mom, Aditi, once again for making this happen and connecting me with you. It's truly an honor.
Thank you so much. And we will be sending out an email to everyone with social media and email and any contact information as well as the recording. And once again, thank you so much for taking your time, Ms. Sainthavi. And this was such a valuable conversation that we had. And thank you to everyone who joined as well. And I hope to see you all in our future sessions.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. I'm an incoming ninth grader, and this was very, very helpful for me.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.